This is a 14-inch Acer Swift 3 laptop that I picked up from Costco for only 500 Canadian dollars, tax in. It's actually a very, very compelling buy for the specs for what you get. I have seen this model on sale quite a bit on Costco and other websites, so something to keep an eye out for. This one here is equipped with a 12th gen 1240p processor, which is quite capable. It does have 16 gigabytes of RAM, and it actually comes with a very good screen. Despite being 1080p 14 inches, it actually has really good colors. It's actually quite bright as well, and the color range is really, really good on this laptop. Okay, let's look at the charger. It's a tiny little guy. So 65 watts, just a little thing like that. USB-C charger style. So, I mean, you can use any USB-C charger. Honestly, I won't even use that. I have USB-C chargers all over my house. The build quality is decent enough on this. You know, they could keep the cost down with that, but that's metal there. And then this is metal as well. So it is actually an all metal chassis. So despite the fact that it has this kind of, I don't know, has a little bit of like a cheaper metal vibe to it. It actually is, it almost has like a cheaper plastic look to the metal, but it is actually all metal, which is interesting. So yeah, I mean, very, very light color. It actually doesn't look bad at all. Pretty thin, weighs nothing, to be honest. So very, very thin. Yeah, and so let's check out the ports here. So we get two Thunderbolt ports. You can power off of these. Either one will work fine, so they both work. HDMI, which is nice to see. USB there, the battery. I think this means that you're basically, if the laptop is off, it'll still charge overnight like a phone or something. Microphone, headphone combo jack. Another USB-A, indicator lights, and a Kensington lot slot. So you get two USB-A, two USB, shiny material on the inside. Trackpad isn't huge or anything like that, but you know, whatever. It's slightly different color on the trackpad. It shows up less on camera, but to me it's a very different color. That's fine. Keys, you know, gray type design. The vent actually is big there. So I guess it's going to vent into the screen. That might irritate some people. Looks like it's actually going to vent up. It may hit that bezel a bit and then bounce off. Not big bezels any on this here. So, you know, the bezels of the past are gone. Even on the chin here is not overly big above that. So maybe a centimeter. I don't know that in inches, but maybe either. Okay, so I don't know what half this stuff is. You can probably get rid of all of this. Acer Configuration Manager. That can probably go. Product registration. I guess you can leave that if you want. Customer care. Like, what is all this stuff? Okay. Apparently I can't. DTS. That you can get rid of that, but you can also keep it. There's a lot of bloat on this computer. Evernote. So that may be partially how the price is being kept down. You know, these companies subsidize they get subsidized by these companies by having stuff on it. I'm not actually against it. I mean, it is what it is. You can just take it off or reinstall Windows. It's pretty much my to-go thing, just reinstall Windows. But you can see here there's a lot of bloat on here, like Dropbox, Evernote, ExpressVPN, Hearts Deluxe by Random Salad Games, LLC. The hell's that? This goes killer. That you might need that. I'm not sure. Depends on the Wi-Fi. Maybe it has killer Wi-Fi. Oh god, Norton as well. Yeah. What the hell? Actually, CyberLink is a legit company. I use that. I use CyberLink video editing. There you go. Power Director. This is actually the software that I use. I wonder what kind of trial this has. i5 1240p, which is actually a good processor, to be honest. Very capable i5 last gen, not 13th gen, but it's not gonna make a big difference. It's a totally legit GPU, totally legit CPU. It's not the U version, so this will actually have some performance. So the fact that it has Power Director on it and it has a 1240p, you can actually do video editing on this. Maybe not, you know, you might struggle to do 14 lanes of 4K video and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, this will not struggle to do video editing, we'll put it that way, because this is a capable CPU. Have a quick look at the trackpad and keyboard. So trackpad's not overly big. It actually shows it bigger on camera, but you can see there, it's not a very big trackpad. It's also not a small trackpad. This is kind of how trackpads were until recently. And it just allows, you know, slightly larger keyboard as a result. It's not a big laptop or anything like that, but it's fine. Not small by any means, kind of just medium. It's a very smooth texture. It's not glass trackpad or anything like that, but it feels quite smooth. This is obviously slightly textured. This is quite smooth. And the accuracy feels good, to be honest. No issues with accuracy whatsoever. The click is nice too. Kind of a nice little sharp, high-pitched click there. I actually like that more than a lot of laptops, which have that kind of like ka-thunk sound. I actually like that click to it. Let's do a little typing test here though. It's fine. I mean, it's nothing special. I have no issues with it. It's a chiclet style, kind of short keys there. The travel is nothing great, like basically just the height of the keycap, maybe like 1 millimeter travel. It's definitely not like a 1.5 millimeter travel or anything like that, but it's fine. I mean, it's kind of the same as like an Apple keyboard or something like that. Snappy enough, but there's actually a little bit of a bow to the middle of the laptop, and you can actually bend the whole laptop with your hands. I guess it's kind of to be expected. It's very, very light, and so everything in this is like, there's not a big thick metal chassis. It's quite thin, but I can kind of pick up like just ever so slightly. There's a little bit of a bow in the middle of the laptop. Start around 50 or so. It's actually not bad. It has no low-end bass, like at all. There's zero low-end bass, just doesn't exist. But it actually doesn't sound bad. The separation, kind of in the like upper bass, I would call it. There's a little bit of upper bass, I would say. It actually is there, unlike some, really budget laptops. And there's no tinniness or, weird wonky sounds or anything like that. It actually sounds pretty good.
Video games. Everybody knows them. Show your 84-year-old Bulgarian grandmother a picture of Mario and she'll probably recognize him. But it hasn't always been that way. Much like any icon or cultural ambassador, Mario had humble beginnings. He, of course, made his first appearance as the protagonist of the 1981 arcade game Donkey Kong, but he eventually became the star of the show in the 1985 NES game Super Mario Bros.
It actually sounds fine, to be honest, for just like media consumption and video conferencing, that kind of thing. No problems whatsoever. A lot of the time you pick up one of these, cheaper laptops, budget laptops, and the screens are like horrible. This is nice and bright, and the colors are good. I can tell you right now, the reds are good. This is one of the areas where if you get a bad screen, it's this scene right here to look like it's orange. It actually looks more orange on camera than it does in person. It looks good, actually. It's not 100% DCI-P calibrated, but it looks good, to be honest. Yeah, that's good red. That's good. A lot of times that scene looks like terrible. Looks terrible on. Yeah, this looks good actually. Blue's super vibrant. Greens look good. Yellows look good. Check out the blacks here. No bloom whatsoever. I'm gonna turn the lights up. Absolutely no bloom at all on the screen. That's exactly what I'm seeing there. No bloom whatsoever, and good contrast ratio actually. Again, not OLED, but that's a really good contrast ratio, actually. Getting inside the laptop is very easy. Just take out the screws. It does use these kind of star pattern screws. And then you just take your little guitar pick thing and just basically pry it up here. Here's a look at the inside of the laptop. So you have your speakers here. Decent, nothing special, but I mean the same as any budget speakers. They sound totally fine. NVMe 1 here. This is your operating system drive. We'll bring it up in Crystal Dex Mark and see what it is, but that's your first drive. Obviously swappable. Take it out, put in a new one. No problems there. And actually under this ribbon, there is a second NVMe. We have a 55 watt hour battery. It's actually pretty big considering the size of this laptop. Not bad at all. So there should be decent battery life despite the fact that it's a Intel model. It should be totally fine. The Wi-Fi chip is right there and it's killer Wi-Fi wired up there. Motherboard. And you can't really see it. Look at that. Second NVMe slot. Pull it out and you can actually wire up a second NVMe underneath the motherboard. How cool is that? So dual NVMe, one there, one there. Obviously the RAM is soldered, it's probably under this heat shield here. That'll just keep it nice and cool. You can touch that. Pretty interesting fan design here. It's like very small fans, but they're like very, very dense. And dual heat pipe setup. So it actually should run pretty cool, all things considered. So there's obviously you can pop in a 2280. Let's take this out here. Right, pull that back a little bit there. Pop that in there. It's actually very horizontal. You can see there, this is a 2230. You can also put this in here. I'm not going to do this either. This is something else, but you could put this in here if you have a 2230. That's the interesting thing about this here. Pop that in there, and you put your screw in there. So you'd have to then, you know, put your screw there. It would work. You may want to put in like a little mounting thing or something. You know, you get those little plastic. You can get those little plastic or metal rings. Put that under there and then wire that in there. But you could certainly put, you know, 2230. I'll just put in this for now. Okay, and here's a look at the noise here. I'm running a Cinebench R23. You can see here, temperatures are, well, actually the temperatures are really good, to be honest. And this is on battery. So 42, performance mode. It's actually running very quiet. I mean, kind of to be expected. It's not the most beefy chip, but a little bit of throttling, you can see here. However, on average, no. You can see there, I can even reset it. And typically, a lot of the times, these will throttle instantly. So you'll get some throttling, and then the fans will kick up, basically. So they get, you know, immediate throttling type thing, and then the fans ramp up, and then you can see here, for example, no more throttling here. So we'll see what the scores are, but you know, a single run got us over 10,000. So I mean, 75, that's pretty good. So what do I think about this Acer Swift model here with the 1240p, Intel i5 1240p? I think it's actually a pretty big winner. It all is going to come down to pricing, but I mean, I got this from Costco. Costco always has really good sales. There's always the advantages of Costco with the extended warranty and returns and all that kind of stuff. So you really are kind of a no-risk situation. This one here is actually really nice. I mean, what you're getting out of it is actually a really nice screen. The screen is actually very bright. It has really good colors. For a 1080p screen on such a super budget laptop, $500 Canadian, what is that, 400 American, something like that, 450 American. It's kind of hard to beat. You get 16 gigabytes of RAM. Sure, it's soldered, but it's 16 gigabytes. That'll be good for years, to be honest, even still. So, you know, you're not getting nerfed with an 8 gigabyte of RAM in there. You also have dual NVMe. That's kind of almost unheard of at a laptop at this price. And it also comes with a full 1240p. So you can get the 1240U variants, those U variants. A lot of people don't realize there's a difference between the Intel U and P variants, and that comes down to the amount of efficiency cores versus performance cores. The P variants are considerably more powerful. For just an i5 1240p, it's still going to give you the really good battery life, but you also have that performant 1240p processor, which is quite good. Drawbacks, I would say, you know, people do positive negatives. I don't think there's any negatives with this laptop. Sure, I would like a higher resolution screen, but it's a $500 laptop. The lighting to the keyboard isn't super bright. It's a $500 laptop. I mean, bigger trackpad would be awesome. It's a $500 laptop. So I mean, really when it comes down to it, if you're looking for a student-based laptop, something that you're gonna need to take to class with you, professional work, super portable, you know, you don't want to be in the Mac infrastructure and pay, you know, $1,500 for something like this. This is going to be a very performant laptop for what it is.